Hi, YouTube family. The time has come. I am now a mommy of two children, both Earth side now. I have my son right here. He's so beautiful. So beautiful. This is what I've waited the 9 months for. It was a rough pregnancy. I will never be pregnant again. I had a tubal done. But all in all, it was so worth it. His name is Alyx Jeffrey Lee. Damn, two. Oh, sorry, son. Got some of my hair. Say hi, world. I'm 2 days old. I was born November 18th. Sorry, son. I'm crying. I'm so happy. He was born 2 days ago, so November 18th at 8:07. He was 5 pounds 7 ounces. Correction, sorry, 6 pounds 7 ounces. Born at NEA Hospital. 19 inches and a half long. And just perfect. Say hi, world. We are at my parents' house for a few weeks. Getting a little routine. Aubrey is with her dad in Chicago right now. So she hasn't had a chance to meet her little brother just yet, but she has seen him on video chat. So my experience was crazy. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It was just, it happened, I guess you could say. Got into NEA at 5 a.m. He was born at 8:07. When we got there, I was thinking we would go kind of straight to surgery, and we left all of the suitcases and stuff in the vehicle. Come to find out, they take you to your room first. So that was what we did. We went to our hospital room. It was room 3111, so 3111 on the 3rd floor. That's the maternity floor. And they take you up, give you your clothes to get into, take off everything, and they give you a hospital gown. Then they took me, got there at 5, I would say around like 6:30 or 7. They took me on the hospital bed, in my hospital bed, to the operation room, and he gave me my epidural. And the weirdest thing happened. While I was leaned over, they tell you to lean over like you're a shrimp. Like, you know how shrimps make kind of like that C shape, so they could get to your back pretty easily. He put the needle in my back, and I could feel it immediately in my right foot. And I was like, oh. And he was like, he already knew. He was just like, okay, which foot are you feeling that in? That's just so odd that he would know that. Like, that's what you touched, just from, I guess, from the area that they were putting the needle in. He could know that already. And I just told him, I was like, that was my right foot. It feels a little tingly. But ever since, it hasn't caused any problems or anything. It was just a weird sensation. Even before that, what happened? Oh, they had to give me my IV. At minimum, I was stuck 5 times to put a IV in my arm. This is one of the bruises, but they had to have 2, just in case one failed at one point. They would still have like an access point should I need it for like a blood transfusion or whatever the case may be, if anything like an emergency arose. Thank God it didn't, but they did have to have one in the crook of my elbow, and then one they ended up putting in my wrist. But they checked both arms, and like I said, I got stuck at minimum like 5 times. And these aren't just little like injection sticks. They were having to wiggle the needle around to find my veins. They kept saying my veins were rolling around. That was not fun. Not at all. So they were just like, we're going to check your blood pressure after you could settle down a little bit, because it hurt. It hurt really bad. After I got the IV, that's when I went to get the epidural. They did that. It didn't take long at all, maybe 10 minutes. Like I said, you lean all the way over. You get real cozy with one of your nurses, because I had my head on her body, like her chest, while he used his knuckle to find some point in my spine, and then you could feel like just a little injection. It wasn't bad. And next thing I know, I could start feeling it in my toes, and it felt warm. It felt really warm. It felt like I was laying in like a bath of warm milk. And it started down at my toes and moved its way all the way up. And it stopped about right here. All of that was numb. They're like, okay, we're going to get you to lay down before everything starts getting where you can't move. So let's go ahead and lay down. They hooked up my catheter. I didn't feel any of that. And I was just laying there. And at first I was freezing because, of course, it's typically cold in the hospital. But after that, I felt, I could have went to sleep in there. I could have. I was just feeling so lovely. And they were just talking, chit-chatting away. And they brought my mama in. And she was sitting there rubbing my head. I was so happy. She was just, making sure. Oh, hey, son. Your mom, be quiet. I'm trying to rest. But yeah, she was rubbing my forehead, and that helped me kind of, ease my nervousness. And I was just laying there. They were working. You could feel them tugging a little bit. Nothing painful, but you could definitely feel it. And then, you could hear him giving. My doctor was Dr. Coletta. You could kind of hear him giving them the instructions, and I need this, da da da. Then next thing I know, oh, he has a set of lungs, especially in comparison to Aubrey. Aubrey had this little cute, little quiet cry. This one? Oh, sorry, Alex. Dropped the phone. He came out hollering. As soon as I heard him cry, I started crying. My mama was rubbing my face, and they got him cleaned up a little bit, and then brought him over there so I could see his little face. A little yellow something. He real light skin. He done got some color to him in comparison to his first day, and he beautiful. But he's been a very chill baby. He's been crying a little bit more than what he was at the hospital. And watching some other videos, come to find out that's kind of normal. They be wore out from having gone through birth, coming out. So I'm thinking, oh my God, he's so chill. He's been quiet. Honey. Oh, excuse me. We got to my mom and them house, this is where we staying. Yeah. I had your food at the hospital. But he's still been good though. He's just been crying a lot more often here. The first day, he didn't want to really take to his milk that well. That had me a little worried, but they were saying they figured he was. I'm sorry. They figured I was had him a little bit too overstimulated. Stimulated. The birth itself worked a lot out of him, so he was just really tired. Plus, holding him somehow that's kind of burning calories for them, and it takes a lot of energy. So she was just like, if he still has issues drinking, and I decided he's going to be strictly bottle fed. I did not want to do breastfeeding. So anyway, I would let him rest, no holding him, as hard as that is. Let him, just kind of chill out. And sure enough, he drank his bottle. The crazy thing about it, between me and his dad, Templeton, or Temp, he wasn't cooperating with us. We tried to get him to drink, and yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, Alyx. He didn't want to drink anything. My mama came, picked him up, and started feeding him. You would think we were trying to not feed this child. He drank that bottle so well. Yeah, but this is my new bundle of joy. I'm ready. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm ready for Aubrey to get to meet him. She's, like I said, she's seen him on video, but she's not been able to like hug him or anything yet. My niece and nephew have Robin and Bubby. Carly hasn't met him just yet, but she'll probably meet him today. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Mama Sunshine? Alyx Jeffrey Lee. Alyx Jeffrey Lee. Mama little man. Mama little man. So in love with them. But anyway, I stayed there at the hospital for literally one day. And I came home. Well, I came to my parents' house. I thought I would have been there a little bit longer, but they were saying everything is looking good. His testing, they did his hearing test. He did well for that. They did his bilirubin test. Did well with that. He's doing great. They just the only thing they said to keep an eye out now for, since I had an issue with Aubrey after I gave birth to her, was to kind of keep an eye out for the symptoms of preeclampsia, but post-birth, that is a thing. I didn't realize that until after I had Aubrey. I had no complications until after I had her. Like a day or two after, I kept getting a really bad headache, and my arms and legs would feel tingly and numb. And come to find out, my blood pressure was through the roof, and I ended up having to stay there. I went back to the ER, and they checked me in, had to stay there for another 3 days. So mamas, even after you've had your child, kind of mentally check in with yourself, make sure your body is doing well. I know it's hard to, put any focus on yourself when you have such a new little blessing in your life, but stay tapped in with your health. Make sure your, mental status is doing well, and your health, your physical health. For me, like I said, they kind of said to make sure I watch out for those symptoms like I had with Aubrey, just in case. But everything was looking good before I left. So, yeah. I am over the moon. So excited. I'm also ready to get back on my health journey. I want to get this weight off immediately. I did decide to have a tubal. I did mention that earlier, but further detail about that. I'm not having any more children, naturally anyway. should I decide in the future I want to have another child, I will adopt, but I'm not physically having any more babies. This is it. This is my little finale. I'm not having any more. And that was another weird thing. Sorry if this is TMI, but while they were getting him out of my womb, they did the tubal, and I could smell it. Like, I know that's kind of odd to describe maybe to you guys, but I could literally smell the burning of my insides for the tubal. Like, I could smell the smoke a little bit. Another thing I wasn't really kind of prepared for after surgery was immediately to be bleeding from my lady bits, because I was just like, I just had a C-section, so why do I have a period? Come to find out, it's just the trauma that your body went through, kind of expelling itself through the vagina. It was still your uterus, so it's still going to come out that way. It's not technically your period just yet. Another sign they asked me to watch out for, bleeding is fine as long as it's not like soaking a pad in an hour, and it hasn't, so I'm grateful. So that's good. Anyway, just want to give you all a update. Everybody in my circle, for the most part, has either been able to physically see him or see him via text or Facebook, a post, picture, whatever. It's hard, especially the standing up and everything from the C-section. That's tough. That's been the toughest part, is hurting from the C-section. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I'm sorry. I don't have a checklist or anything, so